staying with us. Our attention is now drawn to the petroleum and the energy sector. We're spotlighting what is happening to our refineries. The one Nigeria borrowed money to service, and they said at some point that the refineries were working until the refineries no longer work. Well, the NNPC had come out to that to say that it made some profit. But what exactly is the future of that sector? I'm being joined tonight by Mr. Dan Kunle, who is an energy consultant. Thanks so much indeed for joining us
Thank
tonight.
you very much, Sir Kimbaloye. Happy New Year
So
and
good to see
welcome
you.
back.
It's in February, but then
for giving me it's already, but I've not seen you this year.
Thank you so
for
much.
giving me the opportunity to be on this your powerful team.
Thank you so much. Appreciate it. It's important because you have been in government before. You've been in the private sector, so you know what exactly is going on. And if you hear about our refineries, the Warri, the Kaduna, the Port Harcourt refinery, and the kind of money and the maintenance that have been done over the years, and you hear that they're not serviceable, the maintenance are not working, they're not yielding the kind of profit and benefit that we're supposed to be seeing from them, how does that make you feel?
Very bad. And thank you for giving me this opportunity, because I think a week ago, one of the platforms like this gave me an opportunity also in Lagos. I feel very bad. I am part of the history of the refinery privatization. The three. But we could not touch Warri refinery that time. So Port Harcourt and Kaduna were privatized already under Obasanjo. So when I saw Bayo Ojulari talking, the GMD of NNPC, and I listened to him, I stood up. I said, for the first time, I think this country, there's hope for public officer of that status to say the truth like that and not be bending. So when you hear the humongous money that has been wasted, Nigerian people at times, they are so passive. They will just wave away things like that. When it is hot, they will talk so much about it, then suddenly they will wave it away. The amount of money we had that has been wasted, 3 billion, to be specific, in the recent time. But over the years, is over $25 billion that has gone into those refineries. Since 1977-78, that NNPC was created, we have been importing petroleum products in this country to meet up the shortfall. Because the first refinery from 1965 that was built, that is refinery, Port Harcourt Refinery 1, it was just a utility refinery to produce low-power fuel for the production site of Shell and British Petroleum that time. So that refinery was not built to refine premium fuel. So now we now build second refinery. We could not run it. So when I heard Bayo Ojulari say, this refinery, NNPC cannot run them for profit. It's not possible from the way they are organized.
This is what he said.
So I was very happy.
Hear what he said, and I'm quoting him now. Mr. Ojulari said, we were just wasting money. The refineries were leaking value, and there was no clear line of sight on how those losses would ever turn into profits.
Very correct. Very correct. I congratulate him for the courage. And I congratulate Nigeria that at this very point in the history of this country, we have a refinery that on Wednesday, single refinery, crossed 650,000 barrels per day.
That's the Dangote
refinery.
Privately owned.
Privately owned. Privately built in this same country. So you can now see government-owned enterprises cannot work because of our nature, because of our lackadaisical attitude, because of our passivity. So how can we waste that kind of money in Port Harcourt? And they assemble people in this same country, including, some journalists were assembled to go there to witness how Port Harcourt Refinery 1 was working, and they were celebrating, using our public money to deceive the president of this country that the place was now working, that it was hallelujah. I hope you understand. So, and that is why I am surprised that Nigerians, particularly the social groups and NGOs, all of you combined, the media, investigative journalists, have not screamed and say all the past GMD, including ministers that were approving all those things, they must be brought to book in this country. This matter must not lie low.
25 billion US dollars
over the years, but in the recent time it was 3 billion.
3 billion.
1.5 billion for Poracos, about 700 million for Wari, about 700 million for Kaduna, and nothing now.
The term has always come, that's maintenance, that over the time people have been paid salaries, turnaround maintenance being done year and year for several years. Some of those refineries were shut down, were not working, but time is being spent on these refineries. But until the federal government came out and said, we, in partnership with some private sector, we will borrow about over a billion US dollar at a time to start with the Port Harcourt Kaduna refinery and all of that. But recently, the federal government says, or the NNPC said, it was working. And we saw product being lifted. And there were contestation as to, this is how much Dangote is selling. This is how much NNPC. We saw it. And they came out to say, okay, there is a mixture that gives us the PMS that we want. And all of those came out. But now, the NNPC GMD, Mr. Ojulari, has said that whether you love Dangote or not, thank God it is a Nigerian refinery, built in Nigeria and working in Nigeria. He said, halting operation is not failure. He insisted that it is discipline. It is honesty. It is admitting that a system is not working and must be fundamentally restructured.
God bless him and his family, and God bless Nigeria, Federal Republic of Nigeria. May we produce more upright public officers in Nigeria who will say the truth, and the truth will set us free. The money.
Speaking about the failure of the institutions that he also governed.
Yes. How many institutions in Nigeria have not failed? How many public institutions in Nigeria have not failed? Okay, NNPC. Bayo Ojulari, we have to go further. If the private importers or the private petroleum marketers have borrowed them money up to $1 billion, we want to see the account. We want to see the tax returns. Nigeria Revenue Service must bring out the tax return. We want to see the tax return of all the marketers and the people lifting crude oil, including the commission they earn or the commission they pay, either to Duke Oil or to NNPC. We want to see all the accounts, how it has been done in the last 10 years. So, Bayo Ojulari still have job to show us how much did that marketer or that private person who say we borrowed them $1 billion, how much did he eventually give? And where is the account rendition?
If you were President Bola Tinubu, Mr. Kunle, what would you do today? You have a 3-state-owned refinery that are moribund, so to say, shut down by the state-owned oil company, and they're saying that they are not simply working. What would you do to those entities?
I will call the Vice President, the Chairman of National Council on Privatization. I will say the schedule of the Privatization Act says that you should privatize NNPC refineries, the subsidiaries. I was told that they have board. And I don't know that the refineries have board, but I heard that they have board. About a week ago, I said they have no board, but they have corrected me that they have board. So let the board turn in their report to the holding company, which is NNPC. Let NNPC turn in their report to National Council on Privatization. If I am President Tinubu today, I will order that those refineries should be included in the privatization exercise, including all the JVs account of the joint ventures they want to privatize now. That I learned that the Minister of Finance wants to sell some asset. It's not his responsibility. He's the Vice Chairman of the National Council on Privatization, the Minister of Finance, Wale Edun. So he should turn those assets to BP, the appropriate agency, to appoint consultants and advisors to do diagnostic report on all the assets and either liquidate them or privatize them. Because the money we have wasted, but President Tinubu must go further. They must appoint forensic auditors to check all the account of the crude oil allocation, the people who were lifting crude oil and who said they will use the crude oil to advance money to NNPC. We must see those accounts. We cannot just sweep this thing under the carpet. When one individual suffers to the extent to which Aliko Dangote suffered in this country to build that refinery, and then some public officers by privilege, just because they are graduate of geology or mechanical engineering, just got job in NNPC and just squander the country like this, and then we just look away. And then the same Nigerian who look away, we say they want Nigeria to develop. How can Nigeria develop like that when some people just use the public office they see to squander our wealth. So if the president is not only privatizing them or liquidating them immediately, he should also ask that Ojulari must appoint forensic auditor to check all the accounts, the people lifting the crude oil, the SWAT, then the special allocation, that is the 445,000 barrel allocation to local refineries, which we don't know how they have been, what they have been doing with
NNPC, by the way, generated about 60 trillion and posted over 5 trillion post-tax profit, which is, a lot of people will say, good. For an institution that has always operated with an opaque books, and people have been asking NNPC, open your books, let us scrutinize. It's always in some kind of secrecy, shrouded in a lot of hush-hush arrangement. But now we can see a bit of what, and a lot of people are demanding some more details into NNPC books. But how much of a good news when you hear over 60 trillion generated and over 5 trillion in post-tax profit?
Is a mystery figure. Very is watery.
It's meager.
Yes, very meager.
They could do better.
Yeah. Oh, look, that means all the money they will have made for the country, they have been losing it to midstream downstream. They have been using it, they have been wasting the money in the midstream downstream. This, my statement, is qualified. I am not accusing Bayo Ojulari regime now, his management. But he has responsibility now with the board and the management to open up the past. They cannot sweep it under the carpet.
Because we borrowed money
possible.
Also.
That's 60 trillion.
We have burden. We have monies that were debts that is hanging on, and that we need to offload also. And
I am sure Bayo Ojulari now has no crude to give to Dangote refinery. Why?
Really?
They have committed those crude.
So where does Dangote see his crude?
Maybe get like 6 cargoes in a month. 6 cargo is approximately 8 million barrels. And the refinery can crack 700,000 barrels a day. So if you give me 8 million,
so Dangote has been importing crude.
Yes, that means 8 days crude is what you give me, and my refinery need to work 30 days.
With the new figures that Dangote is going to be achieving in the coming days now, what does that portend for the petroleum sector?
The Nigeria Upstream Regulatory Commission and NNPC have to sit down and say, how do we get crude to sell to Dangote at the discount, not at a premium? Even the premium, at the premium that they are selling to him now, I want Nigeria Revenue Service to check the tax responsibility of both Vitor, all of them that are taking that crude, and they are adding premium on top. Yeah. So there is problem. Let me tell you, there are some assets that Bayo Ojulari must look into. What is going on with OML 98? What is going on with OML 18? What is going on with OML 123? Who are the people operating this asset? Where are all the liquids? Look, there is so much accounting, petroleum accounting in this country is opaque. So that 60 trillion is just what the auditor,
so the president has a lot of work.
They don't even let him know the truth. He's too high up there. It is what they do. Okay, like when they deceived him that Porako refinery was working. Those of us who said it was not working, that it was just blending they were doing, they didn't like us now, but has the truth not come out now? So we should celebrate those people who say the truth. So I thank you for this privilege.
Thank you so much.
I hope there will be a time that we will have 1 hour, full 1 hour to dissect.
And I'm interested in that conversation.
But finally, we must call out all of them, all of them, they must come to account. They must go to EFCC.
Kunle, thank you so much indeed.
Insist.
Thank you so much indeed for your time. That's our show for today, everyone. Many thanks for watching. I'm Sean Okimale. God bless Nigeria.